Kuwait's Sabah al-Ahmad Sea City has been making waves in the big kids pool. While others make shiny promises of sandcastles in the sky, Kuwait actually makes them come to life, and on a much more impressive and practical scale. In this city, its 250,000 residents have private beach access on a lagoon that leads directly to the sea. Though Dubai's Palm Jumeirah may look to have the glitz and glamour of luxury living, Kuwait's Sea City outperforms it in just about all their aspects, from its concept to construction, engineering to maintenance, and beyond. But what is the winning formula that puts Sea City in a league of its own? In what ways does it transcend being a mere vanity project to the engineering marvel it is today? And at its core, why does Sea City outshine its more glamorous neighbor on all fronts? In the late 1980s, Kuwait's economy skyrocketed as its crude oil business rode the wave of global demand for oil. The country sat on a treasure trove of black gold and was perfectly positioned to capitalize on the surge. As the wealth trickled down, its people grew richer and foreign investors soon flocked to the country, spiking demand for waterfront housing. But the majority of Kuwaiti coastline was already occupied by shipping docks and factories, and its dry desert landscape wasn't exactly ideal for luxury living. Recognizing this unique opportunity, a wealthy Kuwaiti property developer envisioned a luxury establishment called Sea City in the Khiran area. A development the size of Manhattan, it is expected to house 250,000 residents and be completed within a 25-year construction period rolled out in 10 phases. The city would set the attractive backdrop for long-term foreign investment and diversify the economy from oil. But all those dreams were put on hold when 100,000 Iraqi soldiers stormed across the border into Kuwait on August 2, 1990, starting what we know today as the Gulf War. Over the next few months, a US-led coalition air and ground war waged on, ultimately ending with an Iraqi defeat on February 28, 1990. Determined to overcome the ravages of war, Kuwait seized the opportunity to rebuild its country with renewed purpose, and with the resurfaced dream of Sea City paving the way. But this was no ordinary megaproject. Unlike most coastal Gulf developments where land reclamation has caused irreversible damage to the environment, Sea City has achieved the opposite. The development has received international acclaim for its innovative and sustainable engineering and urban planning. As the saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. And for Sea City, developers were determined to materialize the vision of a thriving luxury seaside community that was both economically feasible and environmentally sustainable. Perhaps the most pivotal factor that led to the project's success was the conscious decision to harness the power of Mother Nature, rather than fight against it with man-made ideologies. Instead of building artificial islands in the sea to extend its coastline, developers brought the sea to its desert land by leveraging the natural currents of tidal creeks. The goal was to create an additional 200 kilometers, or 125 miles, of artificial shoreline by constructing the project around 2 existing tidal creeks to bring water inland from the Gulf. But developers had their work cut out for them. Half of the 6,400 hectares of land in the Khiran area was a salt marsh prone to flooding and unstable to build upon. Engineers also found it neither sustainable nor efficient to rely on artificial aeration through fountains or pumps for effective water circulation. So while its fellow UAE state rolled out flashy vanity projects, Sea City developers invested the necessary time and funds into extensive research and feasibility studies before officially breaking ground in December 2002. To build Sea City, canals were excavated out of salty marshland to create an extensive network of waterways. The excavated sand was then washed and used to build the land above projected sea levels to protect the development against flooding. Developers also leveraged the natural ebb and flow of ocean tides to inform the shape of the Sea City design, unlike Dubai's Palm Jumeirah man-made aesthetic. Detailed hydrodynamic modeling of tidal flushing performance also enabled the design team to innovate a self-regulating flushing and water exchange system through the use of tidal gates. These gates work with water pressure, opening them up at high tide and shutting them close at low tide. This natural method of water exchange enables the tide to circulate around the innermost parts of the canals and avoid stagnant bodies of water that would promote algae growth. In designing Sea City, developers also prioritized function over aesthetics. The significance of this decision became especially apparent when compared to Palm Jumeirah's stylized palm tree design. Sea City features a more pragmatic layout whereby only a small portion of the development is exposed to ocean currents, thereby protecting its inland canals from erosion. The self-regulating tidal gates also work in harmony with natural current movements, so water exchange works just as well in the most inland parts as it does at the shoreline. In stark contrast, Palm Jumeirah was created by dredging material from the seafloor that was then used to shape into a trunking crown with fronds, all surrounded by a crescent island. This playful design may have attracted wealthy investors, but its residents continue to deal with a myriad of issues. Chief among them is a severe lack of regular water exchange due to its crescent breakwater design. Notably, the rigid breakwater ring only has two small gaps to facilitate the exchange of water between the fronds and the open sea, leading to stagnant, foul-smelling water in the inner parts of the palm. Unlike Sea City, Palm Jumeirah also suffers from a continuously eroding coastline that encroaches upon resident lot sizes. The island is also, perhaps too fittingly, sinking back into the ocean from whence it came, and at a much quicker than anticipated rate of 5 millimeters per year. In mid-December 2023, the luxury establishment completed its first major maintenance work to restore its eroding beaches. But this has been a long time coming. 17 years, in fact, since its first residents moved in. That's over a decade of poor water quality, deteriorating beaches, and sinking houses. How much longer till the next? As impressive as the vision to reality execution was in bringing the sea inward to barren land, the development gave rise to an even greater opportunity for the country: desert regreening, a dream held dear by the Kuwaiti people and others in the Gulf. Developers realized that they had the unique power to transform an arid, water-stressed landscape into a green haven teeming with life. Since the project inception, scientists were heavily involved in nurturing and protecting new ecosystems that had flourished in and around the development. Over 1,500 species of birds, fish, crustaceans, and other marine life now call Sea City's waterways and shores their home. Mangrove trees and other salt-tolerant vegetation line its banks, further stabilizing the shoreline, and its waterways act as spawning, nursery, and feeding habitats for new and endangered species. Commercial fishing is also not allowed in these waters, reinforcing Sea City's role in conserving Kuwait's fish population. On the other hand, the construction of Palm Jumeirah has wreaked havoc on the environment and wildlife. Developers literally moved mountains to relocate rock, sand, and limestone from the Persian Gulf to this project. Coral reefs and oyster beds have been buried in thick sediment, and dredging activities have severely impacted water quality due to increased suspended sediment and shifting sands. Maintenance work on its eroding beaches would mean an endless cycle of dredging and re-extraction of sand from the seabeds, further destroying what little remains of local marine life. But troubled waters are nothing new for Dubai, or most other developments involved in similar land reclamation work. When it comes to innovative engineering and thoughtful urban planning, Sabah al-ahmad Sea City stacks up favorably, especially compared to its Gulf neighbors. By harnessing the power of Mother Nature and committing to functional design and sustainable practices, it has now become the blueprint for other transformative megaprojects. It's a particularly sharp dig at other UAE states like Dubai, known for its pie-in-the-sky vanity projects. But more importantly, Sea City is a powerful testament to the region's ambition and determination for a coastal metropolis to flourish, even in one of the driest climates in the world. So what do you think about Kuwait's Sea City? And would you live there? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.